Topping the news tonight, a new frontier. That's how Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis is describing the next phase of the government's measured plan to reopen the economy in this COVID-19 environment. The Prime Minister making several announcements in his much-anticipated COVID-19 communication in Parliament this morning after tabling the emergency COVID-19 orders to obtain parliamentary approval for an extension to June 29th. Altaviz Munnings joins us live from the House of Assembly tonight with the details. Good evening to Altaviz.
Good evening, Keishla, and good evening, Bahamas. The country literally tuned in to proceedings here at the House of Assembly this morning to hear the latest on the emergency powers COVID-19 orders from Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis. After tabling the resolution to extend those orders until June 29th, the Prime Minister revealed details of Phase 3 of the government's 5-phase measured plan to reopen the economy.
Our future is in their hands, and it depends on the disciplinary action and the responsibility and the way they act moving forward.
Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis is hoping that Bahamians and residents would continue to adhere to the emergency orders that have so far limited the spread of COVID-19. But what Bahamians really wanted to hear from his COVID-19 communication in the House of Assembly Thursday was how much longer will the curfew and lockdowns be imposed? The answer? The 24-hour weekday curfew will be lifted June 2nd, and the curfew will now be implemented 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Monday through Friday nationwide. The weekend lockdowns will continue, though, until June 29th. The Prime Minister also explained the weekend lockdowns will take place during the upcoming public holidays.
For the Whit Monday holiday, the 1st of June, and the Labor Day holiday, the 5th of June, food stores will be able to open for the general public from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Food takeaways, drive-thrus, and restaurant offering curbside and delivery services will also be permitted to open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Speaker, what we're saying is that during those two holidays, 2 days in particular, one can still visit the supermarket, one can still exercise, and at the same time, the food takeaways, drive-ins, etc. would continue.
On Tuesday, June 2nd, public beaches and parks will open across the country except for Bimini, Eleuthera, Exuma, Grand Bahama, Harbour Island, New Providence, and Paradise Island, as well as in Salvador. Also on that date, graduation ceremonies, funerals, and weddings in groups of no more than 30 can take place with approval from the competent authority. Gaming houses will be allowed to open with physical distancing and sanitation protocols on Tuesday, June 2nd. Exercise can now take place outside of the curfew hours as well, starting this Tuesday. Law firms, justices of the peace, real estate agencies, and financial services, including accounting operations, can take place until 5 p.m. with physical distancing and sanitation protocols. Auto parts stores, including mechanical work servicemen, may operate nationwide from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Starting June 6th, worship services can now take place in the sanctuary from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, except on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Bimini. The Prime Minister also added that commercial activity can now resume on all islands except New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Bimini starting June 2nd.
All non-essential storefront business operations on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Bimini, for example, furniture stores, clothing, shoes, jewelry, cosmetic, and other miscellaneous retail stores may resume business operations Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with the essential staff that are required to allow the businesses to function. But the physical distancing and sanitization must continue. And this will become effective, Mr. Speaker, Tuesday, June 2nd. I wish to be clear. Restaurants, except for curbside and deliveries, bars, gyms, hair salons and barber shops, movie theaters, cultural facilities, and entertainment facilities remain closed on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Bimini. So I only want to say, Mr. Speaker, the barber shops, hair salons, they should commence their preparation for reopening. And very soon, the other
The Prime Minister also acknowledged there is a flattening of the curve as the preventative measures to mitigate the spread of the COVID-19 virus are working across the country. Reporting live from the House of Assembly, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News. Back to you, Keishla.